Boom! Hello and welcome to the Executive Protection Lifestyle Podcast, Season 4.
With your host, Byron Rodgers. This podcast is dedicated to the executive protection practitioner, the private security professional. In this podcast, we're going to talk about the mental, emotional, psychological, physiological fitness that goes into being an efficient and effective executive protection agent. Whether you're in law enforcement, whether you're a mom that's looking at how to protect her children, or a father that's focused on how to protect his family, I believe this podcast has something for all of you. We might even get into some tales from the crypts of true Hollywood stories from time to time. I'm doing this podcast because I feel the reality of this job is simple. If you really want to be good at executive protection, it's more than just a job. It really is a lifestyle. And those of you who've been in the game for any serious amount of time, you already know what I'm saying is true. So if that sounds interesting to you, enjoy the show. Out.
Boom! What's up, you guys? Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Executive Protection Lifestyle Podcast. It's always an honor when I get to do these, man. These conversations, I'm always really honored to be able to do. Any guest on the show is awesome. But when I get to bring somebody in who's new to the game, who's coming up in the game, and who's a graduate of our school, the League of Executive Protection Specialists, who's having success, it's always an honor. One of the reasons I like to talk to people, from the highest levels in the game all the way to the people who are entering the game, is so we can have a deep understanding of what the game is like on either side, all the way from A to Z. A lot of our listeners are new in the game, getting into the game. A lot of our listeners are hiring people in the game. And to get that perspective on both ends as an employer and as someone who's learning the game, this stuff is invaluable, man. So what I got for you is one of the rookies of the year, coming in hot, making some big waves, doing some cool things. Alex Turner, graduate of the League of Executive Protection Specialists. How you doing, brother? What's up?
I'm good, man. I'm blessed, brother. How you?
Yo, I'm blessed too, man. I'm more than I deserve to be, I'm just trying to make it all, worth it for him, taking care of me, So
yes, sir.
That's the game, man. So how's it going, man? How's everything going out there in the industry? How's the game treating you? What's up?
It's beautiful. It's been busy. Just super busy, one thing after another. Details. I actually just got back from training at ESI, but yeah, it's just one thing after another. I've been turning down work.
My man already turning down work.
Yeah, I can't do it. Like I just yesterday, because we have South by Southwest. I'm down here in Austin, and we have South by Southwest, and there's people trying to get me to do that. Man, I can't. Yeah. I would love to if there was like 3 of me, but I can't, so, but yeah, man, just been busy, just been working, just working, learning.
Yeah.
That's it, man. Taking everything and like all these different details and working with different people, and some you like, some you don't like.
Yep. It's like dating,
but it's always, it's a learning experience, and it's a good problem to have when you can, I'm new to the game. It's been, I guess, 8 months, maybe, like in total since I started, and I can remember my very first security gig was patrolling a apartment complex from 7 p.m. to 2 p.m.
Yep.
This ain't it. Like
this is not.
I think that was before I found you and Elijah and stuff like that. But yeah, I love it.
Well, hold up, rewind. Based on what you just said, this is one of the things I always like to point out, right? Because people watch the presentation that I give on how to get into the game, on how I know I can help people get into the EP game, and I understand, because like everyone's being sold stuff. You never really know like whether you can trust things or not, right? So I know there's people when they're watching me thinking like, is this dude serious? Like, because what I'm saying is, listen, I'm gonna get the industry to react to you like you're a specialist. You might be working all these other details like he just talked about, watching parking lots, doing whatever. But what I'm going to do is make it so that all of a sudden you have the problem that Alex has. You have the problem that Mo has. You have the problem that Daniel has. You have the problem that our students have, which is now you just got more that Nas has. Like, I can go on forever. You have more work than you know what to do with, and the industry is reacting to you like a specialist, right? And rather than you're just a name in a pile of resumes, you're getting phone calls, you're making relationships, and things are inbound. You relate, opportunities coming to you, man. So I just want y'all to see that that's really what's happening here.
Yeah, you know? And like I was, doing that initial webinar, like I was, not skeptical is not the right word, but I was,
right? Like a little hesitant.
I wasn't in a position to invest that type of money and it not work
in something that wasn't
like, yeah. So it took me, I was like, but at the same time,
right,
I'm the type of person, like if I'm gonna do something, we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
And and if it don't work out, it don't work out, but it's not gonna be 5 years down the line, like, man, I wish I wonder, like, and even stuff in my past, I've been like that, man. If I want to do something, I'm gonna do it. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, but we gonna see. It's only one way to find out. So, and it's been nothing but positivity since I started the program. And then even your other content and like moto vids, like I watch. That's my workout. I used to work out the music.
Get down on the moto vids. That's what's up.
I used to work out the music, and I turn that thing on, and it's good. It's just hearing that, just that software of software, man. Podcasts and all that kind of stuff. So it's not a it's, well, like you said, it's a lifestyle. It's not just you get the training and you do the modules and then like that's it.
Yeah, no,
so it's gotta be a lifestyle. It's gotta be you going back through those modules and all that kind of stuff, man.
Yeah, man. And that, I think what you said right there hit the nail on the head, bro. And that's the fact that there's doers and don'ters, man. I know a lot of people listening to that video don't necessarily have $1,000 to pay tuition. And if you're listening and you want to know what we're talking about, go to executiveprotectiontrainingday.com and there's a free presentation there.
Do it.
Just do it, right? And it's like tuition's like $1,000, but how much money you made off that $1,000? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a career.
Yeah, it made that back easy. Yeah.
Yeah, man. And so what I'm trying to get people to realize is it takes faith and it takes emotional intelligence and it takes guts to make it to this level. When we're doing these success interviews, are the people that just are like, you know what? Logically, this doesn't make sense, but I want to create a new reality. And I have the formula because I have had to do it to help you create that new reality. And that's literally what I focus on, and, that emotional intelligence piece that I mentioned in that webinar, it's huge, man. Because like, I can show you the way, but Alex is what the difference between him and so many people. And the reason he's in this position is because he's a hammer. He just said it. He's a doer. He's like, we're going to find out. I'm going to walk through all the doors and we're going to find out. And I'm a hammer.
Yeah, that's one thing. Like you have to want it. It's not like you sign up and you do the training and then automatically your phone is just ringing off the hook and like it's magic and fairy dust and stuff. Like you gotta work and put yourself in those positions and get outside your comfort zone, which I talk about all the time. But like and you gotta if you want it, you gotta actually put in the work.
Yep. It don't matter what guru or cheat codes, formulas you find, you have to walk it out. And it really, really helps your success if someone says, this is the path, do that. Like, do what I do, see what I see, have what I have, that's the deal, and that those people that are like, okay, then I'm gonna walk it out. Those are the people that get it and they get it quick, man. What's that? Less than a year. Now you're
less than a year. Yeah, it was. I finished the program like beginning or middle of November.
Yeah.
And then that was right before the conference.
Mm-hmm.
So like I hit the conference, everything's been like downhill since then.
Yeah, man.
And yeah, it's beautiful.
And
it's all, like I said, it's not, you get some stuff that because you want to say yes to everything and get your name out there, get your,
beginning, yeah.
Your brand and like all that kind of stuff.
Credit.
And, some things absolutely suck.
Yeah.
and it's not even a detail with some of the people that you meet and some of the people that haven't gone through the social dynamics portion of the course. And it's like, man, like I gotta get out of here. But look, it's an experience, and you learn, you go through stuff like that, and then you learn the next thing that comes up, what questions to ask.
Yep.
And before you say yes, there's certain things that you need to keep your eye out for that
Yep.
Yeah.
You want to make sure like dating is like, you know what?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like that in this last relationship. Let me check and see.
But
I'm signing
and then on the other side of that, like some of them are amazing. Like you meet some amazing people and you go amazing places. Like I've been in the past like 3 months, I went to North Carolina. I just came back from Colorado. So different parts of Texas. Like Texas is ridiculously huge. Like I live in Austin, but I've been, El Paso, Midland, like a lot of, you meet a lot of people, you see different things,
No, and
it's been great for me. Yeah.
No, it's an honor to hear it, man. I'm so happy, man. And it's your experience gets supercharged. It gets easier because you start having equity, you start getting experience, and you walk through all the doors, man. The doers are the ones that win 100%, man. I love that. And as you do these new and the other thing I like about you, man, is you're always learning. You're studious, man. You're a student, you're always learning. And I always see you got your pen out, you're taking notes. Cause I remember that first meeting we had, right? And then you do the stuff. Like right, yeah. I know we mentioned it already, but some people come through the course and they're like, wondering why it's not working. I'm like, well, did you get your LinkedIn dialed in? Did you get your resume dialed in? Are you doing any outbound marketing and stuff like we taught you? And they're like, oh yeah, I still got to do that. And I'm like, well, looking at you right now online, opportunity, man, this stuff's moving, man.
Yeah.
And then even at the conference, everyone, I saw some criticism that was like, oh yeah, Byron's telling people to go to this conference, like it's going to change their life or something. And this, that, and the next thing, I'm like, homie, listen.
That conference changed, that very first day, that conference changed my life. And it wasn't because, Byron said, but I mean, I wouldn't have gone had I not gotten that push.
Right.
And I think I saw it on like LinkedIn or something, but I saw it before you had mentioned it. I was like, well, maybe I could go and stuff like that. And at this time, I was only like, I guess like 3 months in. I was like, I don't even know what to do. What am I supposed to? I'm just going to walk around and meet people? Like, what?
Right.
But yeah, like going through the training and social dynamics and networking and getting your LinkedIn set up and getting your business cards set like they should be. And it's not just like a random business card, digital, what is it? Your digital contact card, like stuff like that. It was easy to walk in there, and I'm not like a overly social person. Like I'm not a social butterfly, but like I'm like the contacts that I made there are like still paying off now. Yep. And they're going to continue to.
Yep.
So, yeah.
And that's the whole thing. It's like I looked at that criticism. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Like just not tell people to do things.
Right. Yeah. Don't network. You don't want to do that. That's not how you do it.
Something you could, like nothing could have happened, but the opportunity's there. I understand the room. Right. I know how to work the room. I'm working with you guys, training you guys on how to work the room. Like I remember when we were there and I told a couple of you guys, like, look, yo, you need to walk around this place and you need to meet every single person. You need to give every card. You need to introduce, and that stuff, boom, that makes the difference,
And you can see the difference.
Yeah.
In people in the room, as people standing in the corners and the people on the wall and just watching stuff happen. And I'm just like, I'm meeting everybody. I want to meet you. I want to know who you are, what you do. Like, I'm not asking for a job or anything. Like, just have a conversation, and that's how you make those connections.
Yeah. When you understand that relationships are the ultimate equity. And when you understand that widening your sphere of relationships is the cheat code, and then you have all the different things in place to make that happen effectively when they look you up online, and then they have your digital contact card in their phone, and all these little things are working in place. This is when what looks like to other people magic, but it's a synergy, a very deliberate actual game that this is what I'm talking about how to do.
Right.
When I see it happen, to me, it's like success leaves clues unless you're clueless. This is exactly what I was planning the whole time. You know what I'm saying? And so that stuff I love, man. And the difference, like I said, if you haven't been there before and you're not from this world, you might see that event and it's like, okay, well, that looks interesting, whatever. If you were in another course and you didn't have someone staying with you, like you went through a course and then you were done, and then you didn't have the bi-weekly meetings,
right?
Stuff like that for me to say, hey, look, y'all, I've been here before. Like, go to the day, do what you got to do. Eat ramen noodles for a week, okay? There's a whole career we're talking about. You know what I mean? Get there. Like there's no way for you to know the power of it, without someone to be like, hey, yo, this is like a thing, man. Like, let's do the thing. And there's a lot of value there, man. I think people forget about that.
Yeah. And then another thing about those, you mentioned those weekly or weekly like Zoom calls that we have, you build a relationship with the other people in the course. Like that's how, like me and Morgan and Nas, like we were able to form a relationship through that. And then when we got to the conference and actually met, it was just, it's beautiful. And we still in communication now. Like I talk, me and Morgan were almost on the same detail a couple weeks ago or a couple months ago. The one I went to in North Carolina, it didn't work out or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I always tell them it's like we just graduated high school together. And like now we're going off and seeing the world.
Man.
Yeah.
That's real. And that is really part of the design, man. Like I want you guys, you have a pack, like you have a crew, like we have a wolf pack. Like you get to do your career now with the class, right? You get to do your career now when you see these guys out in the field. It's like, hey, when you go to an event like this, you have people you can walk around with, so now people see you already in a group of 5, 6, 7, 8, and by the next one, because I'm building your network right now. I'm spending thousands of dollars marketing. I'm out here selling, trying to let people know I am building your network. Your network is your net worth, and more people are in that game. A year from now, when you're maybe a year from now, maybe a year and a half, when you're running a detail, you know what I'm saying? Because the network gains value, right? And we got a few thousand students in there. Oh, look at my man, yo! That's what's up. That's what's up. He got.
Oh yeah, I got the Byron Rodgers special.
Yo, that's what's up. I'm gonna have to start making Brandon one of those, man. That's the way. Man. It's a lifestyle, man.
That one, Protect the Nation. There you go.
Heck yeah, you gotta go, man. It's a lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna start doing some of these that are nice and branded like this.
Yeah, there you go.
Have it all on there. But yeah, man. In a year from now, and this is what I don't know if people, because I'm the long game dude, like a mad strategist type of guy, right? Like a year from now, when you guys are all running your own details for different companies, you know what I'm saying? The value of the network goes up. When we have a few thousand students, the value of the network goes up. Opportunities you'll be able to pass within our group, value of the network goes up. You show up to the next close protection conference and there's like 60 of us. walking around. You know what I'm saying? The value of the network goes up.
Yeah.
You know, people are like, who are these guys? So this is a momentum. This course will give back so much value over the course of someone's career. It's exponential. You know what I'm saying? And that's all by design, man. That's where we're going. So I'm glad you mentioned that, man. Being able to have backup. You know, you need something. You got a question. You can ask the group. You can ask me. You know,
right.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's wonderful. And like I think I told you this like once before, but I wasn't like when I first got into security, I was one of those people. I was in retail management at the time, but I was one of those people that lost their jobs during COVID.
Yeah.
And I was at the point where I wanted to get I wanted to do something that I wanted to do, not just get another job.
Yep.
And this is after like going on interview at the interview. Mm-hmm. And I'm not getting these jobs. I'm getting frustrated. And that at one point I was just like, I was in the middle of an interview, and in my head, I'm like, I don't even want to do this. like why am I? Like, I don't want this job. I don't want this.
Yeah.
And so I had to just go back and like figure out like what I really wanted to do.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool it's actually a couple of days ago. It came up on my Facebook memories or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I had said something like, I guess I'm going to the military now or something like that. And so law enforcement and military has always been something that I, wanted to do. And I remember having that conversation with my dad. This is 12 years ago.
Wow.
And he asked me why I wanted to do it because he didn't want me to go in the military for a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
But I was like, I wanted to do something that mattered.
Yeah.
Right. Like at this point, I had played professional baseball. I coached. I was on retail management, like all this kind of stuff. I do a lot of stuff, but I wanted to do something that mattered. And I always had that like protector gene or whatever.
Check your DNA.
And like I just wanted to, like I said, military, law enforcement, stuff like that had always been something. Had always been something in the back of my mind that maybe I wanted to do, something I was interested in.
Right.
And then fast forward to when I got laid off, I was just doing some firearms training with Ralph Blue. I don't think you know Ralph Blue, but I do know Jermaine Flythe.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I'm good with faces, man. I got too many.
G3A protection. Yeah, you'll know him if you've seen him. He's with Icon, but he has his own company too. But anyway, I done a couple classes with them, and they do EP. Well, Jermaine's still doing EP, and he was like, "Man, you should think about this EP stuff." I was like,
sure.
I don't know. I mean, maybe. And he kept, he kept getting on me. He was like, "Man, I got a detail for you right now, but you're dragging your feet." Dragging, and then I was like, we just got that type of relationship or whatever. But that's how I initially got steered that way. And then based off of your, like, I don't remember how I found you. I don't know if it was Instagram or YouTube or whatever.
Marketing.
But finding, yeah, you know what you're doing. But
right.
So found you and your podcast, all that kind of stuff, and like Elijah Shaw and all this kind of stuff. It's like, man, like I could see myself doing this, because I was under the impression like you had to be law enforcement or military to do like there wasn't any other way.
Right.
And then I've heard people like on your podcast, not like Elijah Shaw wasn't law enforcement or military, but I've heard other people on your on the podcast and like in other places,
right?
Like some of the most successful guys in private security aren't law enforcement and aren't military. So it's like that just got the ball rolling, and then with your course, and I just got back from Icon a couple weeks ago, so like it's beautiful, man. But it's a lot of appreciation goes like to you, the way that you convey the information. It's not necessarily the information itself, because you can learn how to do in advance, and you can learn how to get somebody to write your resume, and like it's your genuine personality. It's the social dynamics.
Thank you.
Portion of it. Mm-hmm. And it's stuff, I mean, it's basically just be a good person. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, as simple as that seems, you on some details and you're like, man, what's like, you know.
What are you doing? Yeah.
Yeah. But that's you know, and it means a lot to me, like right now, just because like I'm 38.
Yeah, man.
And I'm like right in a, you know, I'm in the middle here. But like I said, I've done a lot of stuff, but I really haven't done anything until I started doing this, and I feel like I'm starting to feel fulfilled finally. Because it matters that like everywhere that I am, mm-hmm. these people or this person or whatever is safer because I'm here.
Yes,
and that matters. So
that I mean, what you're saying, you're dropping so many big things, man. So many big things. I'm over here taking notes, man. One of the main things that you mentioned, the civilian background thing, and I try in my marketing to really highlight that. Like I interviewed another guy, Vic Popovich, who's at the top of the game and when it comes to the acting and singing and music industry, dude's a giant, right? And no tactical background, you know, like no cool guy tactical background, you know, Elijah Shaw, Jaron Van Dries, Christian West. There's so many greats in this industry that don't have that. You don't need that, but you have to invest in yourself if you don't have that, right? But like, I mean, the reality of this game, I think too, is, man, like if you have the protection DNA, you're gonna have a hard time being fulfilled doing menial other types of work.
Right. Yeah. Yep.
You know, like you're just gonna feel like something's missing all the time, you know? Mm-hmm. And this being such an amazing career field that can get you making good money to do what you naturally, organically, like really would like to do and make a difference and protect people, it's like the perfect 1-2 punch. Yeah, you know? Right. Yeah. And it's not like you got to go on a deployment and like lose your family and and get blown up, you know, and do all this stuff. You know, it's like you can start working in your own backyard, keeping people safe. And it's an honor to do it. And it's just more than just a job, man. It's just more than just a job, you know? So I think that's awesome, man. And then one of the other things you mentioned too that's huge is the social dynamics, man. The social dynamics piece might be one of, if not the most important module in the game.
It is. You know? Yeah. Because it sets you so far apart from people who aren't just like, you know, just guard the door or just, you know, like I was like that detail. I did a residential detail in North Carolina and it snowed and I had a night shift a few times. And like I get there, it snowed like during the day, and like I'm there at night, and so there's nothing going on. So I like clear their walkway and like their steps and like by the car where they would get in. I didn't think anything of it or whatever. And then like the day person came, was like, man, you ain't gotta do all that. It's like, no, I don't have to.
Of course not.
And then a couple days after that, the principal came out, and he just like he thanked me. He was like, you know, you don't have to do that, but I appreciate that. You know, and you find out, you know, their trash day is on Tuesday. If I'm there on a Tuesday, I can just bring their trash down. Yeah. Like why not?
Like, who am I? Like, who am I? Am I too good for this? And then what ends up happening, you gain equity with those people because they start to see your heart, that you're there to really help the mission. I literally got recruited bussing tables as a bouncer. I was bouncing at the club. I started bussing tables, just like cleaning up the table real quick. Boom, I'm just trying to be a good dude, trying to contribute as much as I could. You know, and I know there's some EP guys where I don't carry things and I don't clean up. I don't do this stuff. Listen, I help as much as I can. Right. And what ends up happening, detail leader for one of the most highest traveled EP details is sitting there at the table next to me with another homie. They need to find some bodies for a detail, and literally sitting there watching me. And then I get kind of close to their table. I have to ask them to leave because it's late. I do it very respectfully. They just look right at me. They're like, have him do it. And I'm like, hey, have me do what? What you guys got? And boom, he's like, go get an exposed weapon. You want me to show you how to make more money doing what you're doing? I'm like, yes, sir. He's like, get an exposed weapons permit, get a guard card, give me a call back in 2 weeks. I'll show you how to make a lot more money doing what you're doing. Boom. Next thing you know, I'm walking up to a jewelry store on Rodeo Drive with no door handle because you can't get in unless you're a celebrity. Boom. I'm in the back of a Bentley doing a job interview while we roll through Beverly Hills. Boom. I'm on a private jet, 60 different countries plus in the first year, travel more than the president of the United States. And now I'm learning the game at light speed on one of the most highly traveled details in the world. So just those little things, that success leaves clues unless you're clueless. To me, that goes in my head as a cheat code. You know what I'm saying? Right. And it's all those little cheat codes, man, that will put you way farther than the pack.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's social dynamics and interfacing with people, man. And I don't hold it against people who don't know, because the natural organic response when you're dealing with situations with new people and stuff is you want to present your best. It's natural to be a little stiff. It's natural to maybe even be a little insecure, a little uncomfortable. But when you have taken a class that's like, disarm this stuff, be open, be humble, be confident, but introduce yourself to the new team, talk to them like, hey, I'm new here. I'm going to need you guys to help me. Like these little things, I'm here to contribute. I'm here to give my best, and disarm everybody, like these things go so far in allowing you to excel on these teams, in these environments, dealing with the royal court. Like these are the cheat codes, man. No, for sure, bro. And then the other thing too, that I think that is really big that I think a lot of guys don't pay attention to, man, is the fact that now that you're in the game, there's a whole new problem set you're going to be faced with, Yeah. So it's like, I can show you how to get in the game and everyone's like, I want to get in. It's like getting that first kiss. It's like, I want to get in the game. I want to get in the game. And then you get in and you're like, this is tight. This is dope. Yeah. And then you start to, after a while, you're kind of like, okay, like, what's the next cheat codes? Like, and that's when it's tight to have, those Zoom calls and have a pack of people doing your stuff with you. And then me being there like, okay, doc, you on the Tuesday night call, you look tired, man. You've been working on it. I love that call right there.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that's so valuable. You mentioned like the calls that we do and stuff like that, but even just having that, the modules and everything, you have that forever. So like if I haven't done it, say I haven't done an advance in 6 months and I got to do an advance now, I can go back to that module, or, this all that stuff is right there and I have it forever. If I go, you go to a class, it's gone as soon as the class is over. Right. You never see that person again. All that kind of stuff.
Call nobody.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to lean on your notes, man. You got to lean on your notes. Right. So man, I that's what's up, man. So getting into the game right now, man, what types of things are you seeing out there? What types of things are you experiencing getting on these details? Like what's it feeling like? What's it looking like out there in the industry?
So I'd say a lot of it has been positive. I've gotten a lot of opportunity based off of just plain networking. Yep. Some from that conference, some from the EPL that group.
Yep.
The Facebook group.
Yeah. Our training day group.
Yeah. Some from LinkedIn.
Yep.
Stuff like that. So getting that LinkedIn page nice and getting a professional to do it helps a ridiculous amount.
Right.
Yeah. But once you're getting on those details, it's just there's so many different people in this
social dynamics kick in
this industry where you have people that have been doing this for 5 years or 10 years, and then they look at you like, or they look at me as somebody who's been in this for less than a year. It's like, where'd you learn that? Or how'd you know to do that? Or how'd you know to say it? Or say it in this way?
Yes.
And to me, it's like, yeah, you have this training.
Yeah.
And it's, I mean,
like, isn't this what everyone's doing?
Yeah. Like you would think that people, if you want to be better in your craft, like I'm the type of person, if I'm doing something, it doesn't matter whether I'm doing it for a year or 10 years. If I want to get better at it, then you should always be looking for, always be learning and looking for different ways to do things and better ways to do things and stuff not to do. Like, we don't do that anymore. Yeah. Like stuff like that. So I get a lot of questions like that.
Yeah. That's a good sign of the quality of the training. You know, because they see the way you're doing it and they're like, whoa, this dude's dialed in. Like, where'd you learn that? How are you doing that?
There's also, I have run into a couple guys that have, former like military law enforcement, and they find out that I'm not that. And it's like automatically they're like turned off. And like, dude, I just met you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's stuff like that. But I mean, all in all, it's been really positive. I'm trying to nail down like my niche in the market. Well, I kind of know what my niche is and what makes me special, but just a matter of getting more and more details in
that demographic,
in that category and stuff like that. So, like, I don't know if you saw, but I changed my Instagram name and stuff like that. So I'm trying to like brand more in toward like the athlete market and stuff like that. So yeah. I mean, just little tweaks like that, and just getting in front of the right people, reaching out to the right people. Staying on LinkedIn and social media, keeping it clean, all that kind of stuff.
Working all the different ABCs and 1, 2, 3s of how to widen that sphere of relationships that we talk about. Right. The in-person marketing, the going to courses, widening those relationships, getting on details, widening those relationships with the good people you work with, the online marketing, building your own brand online, all that stuff. And as you keep doing that, you're just going to see that more and more opportunity is going to come. Right. One of the other things I got to mention, because I've heard this a bunch of times, is when, dudes that don't have the background everyone looks for, get on details, and people are looking at them like, where'd you learn to do that? Like, how did you know to do that? Right. Like you were saying, and it's something that would happen to me a lot because, my way of doing EP is, it comes from the guys that mentored me, who all come from the State Department and have a lot of experience and things like that. Right. And so what ends up happening is, like, me and my crew, we run it a certain way. And then when I would go out and like do little side details when I'm chasing the pager, I would have the same thing happening. And so you guys, without realizing, you're really learning, and I say this with all the humility I can, but you're really learning how to do it at a really high level, and it's not just book knowledge, because, I've gone to one of the Ivy League schools and I've gone to some other trainings, but what you're really getting is the actual real world way of doing EP. Like, that's why I called it training day. It's like this is your training day. All that stuff you learn at the academy, forget all of that stuff. This is really how we're doing it right now, And so I love when I hear that, because that's really what's happening. That's what happened to me when I would go outside to outside details. And so it's good to hear you guys are getting that same experience, man.
Oh yeah. It's been wonderful to be able to, like, you're learning from those guys as well, but you're also, I don't want to say teaching, but they see
the cheat codes.
They see it like, oh man, maybe I should do it that way next time. They're not going to say that to you, but right. You can see it like, oh, yeah. But,
because
so
it's smart,
it's been super cool, and a lot of guys, and that's some of the ways that you can build relationships with guys just off of that. Right. People are, on some of these details, they're kind of standoffish because you don't know each other.
Right. This is the
right?
social dynamics thing. What's your background?
Yeah, but yeah, exactly. And you do that whole meet and greet thing, but then they watch you work and you watch them work, and there's stuff that you can take from that, and then there's stuff that you like, nah, I ain't doing it that way, and then I'm sure they're looking at you the same way. But yeah, that's how you get those relationships, and then you learn how to do stuff, and you learn how not to do stuff.
100%.
Yeah.
No, and that's the game, man. So you were saying, really now in your career, you've worked a number of different details, different categories, and you're really wanting to get into a specific niche. Talk a little bit about that. Like, what is it that your heart's drawing you to?
So as far so my background is a lot in athletics. So I've been playing sports forever. So I played professional baseball. I played football, ran track in a D1 school at Clemson, all that kind of stuff.
Dude's athletic, y'all. Like, I synced it. Like, he's an easy sale. Like, and this guy protect me. Yes. Right. Yeah.
Absolutely.
This guy athletic. Yes. Like, the only thing, like, as an employer, when I look at you, I'm like, cool, I can sell this dude to a client all day. Yeah. Is he socially intelligent enough to execute on a daily basis without like making an idiot out of us or something? Like that's the only question. And then that comes down to the conversation. So just so y'all listening know, my man Alex, he'll make your company look good. Anyway, athletic background. So
that right there, when you talk about what makes you special or what's your niche, there's a lot of people in the world that can't say that. And then, in the protection industry, that number comes down like drastically. So what I would like, my perfect like client profile would be, professional athletes, no matter, the sport doesn't really matter. And I'm also a certified personal trainer and performance enhancement specialist. So basically like sports performance training.
Nice.
I'm certified in that too. I do a little bit of that on the side as well. So yeah, it just makes me marketable to that clientele. I just have to get in front of those people, the decision makers, and like it only takes one,
right?
And then that's it. I think that would be perfect. Well, not I think I know that would be perfect because it's a certain niche, but I can relate to that type of that type of lifestyle. And there's a whole and the fans,
that world.
You don't want to, and it's not necessarily like if it's a big football player or something, they got to worry about getting beat up. but like the embarrassment portion of it, the logistics, the problem solving, the critical thinking, like all that stuff. Like I got it. Don't worry about it. Just you got to be here for this amount of time. You got to be here. You want to go, all this kind of stuff. So I think that's the value I can bring.
100%. And that's half the battle. Knowing your value, knowing what you want to bring to the game, knowing what you can do. And it really, really helps, man, when you have a similar value system to your client, when you're operating in a world that you're actually really passionate about and excited about. Like, I'll go back to Vic, who I interviewed yesterday, which is going to be an amazing interview, by the way. It was an amazing time. Vic Popovich is awesome. He's going to be one of our masters in the master's class. But, he talked about how he always wanted to be in the entertainment industry. He always wanted to, like, he was like, he tried to sing, he tried to dance, like he tried to do whatever he could. And he was like, I'm getting in here somewhere, some one kind of way. And he's a civilian background dude. He was like mopping floors. He was like trying to clean up events, and then he found himself in that industry and in that world doing protection ultimately, from being a bouncer, then he ended up in there. For him, a lot of the beauty of his career now is that he gets to be in there. He gets to be in a place that brings him to life, and he gets to be part of the mission. The mission is what? Right, yeah. Getting this artist on tour from point A to B to B to B to B to B to all these different places. Mm-hmm. And supporting that mission means so much more to him because it's a world that he loves, So, right. When it comes to these skills that people sometimes think don't really matter, it's really valuable as an agent to have these different skills. Like, I've had to learn so many different things, the fact that I can ski, the fact that I can scuba dive, that I'm a rescue diver, the fact that, I have all these different things in my background. it makes me more valuable to the families that I serve, like exponentially, you know?
Yeah.
It's really valuable. So guys listening, you know, your extra skills that you have, put those on your resume, put out content that shows your competence in these areas. There are a number of bodyguards or EP guys out there that do multiple different things, that handle, that do also personal training, or also handle the food and health and stuff like that, because they're into that, that also handle these different aspects of their clients' lives. And it's really valuable, you know, to be able to do those things and to fit your marketing that way. So when they look you up, you know, I was interviewing you for EP, but hold up, you know, you also have a background in physical fitness, personal training, you know, you could also serve the family this way as well. Like that'll come up in the interview.
Yeah. Yep. 2 checks.
Absolutely. And then also too, man, you being from that world, I believe it brings equity to a client when they have someone. Like I was interviewing another guy. Actually, I won't say his name, that came through our school who's done great. And he's actually serving some clients that I used to work for. Like he's killing it. And we dropped his interview here a little bit earlier. But he was talking about, since he's from that world, that he's now working with a client in, you know, people don't know whether to think he's a client or he's actually a professional in that world. Yeah. And then you can walk around with an athlete, you look like an athlete, so you can blend when you need to blend. And then if you need to step up and be a protector and be like, hey, sorry, we're not doing this right now. You know, client just wants to relax for now. You know, you can step in and out of those roles without, you know, the athlete having to walk around with a guy that's like definitely security, you know, and all this stuff, you know, that's the new breed, man. That's the new breed. You know, a lot of clients want people that can, where it looks like they don't even have protection. And then when it comes time to protect, you can step up. The optics are nicer on that. You know,
cool, man.
You know,
I'm excited.
You've been, I love that about you, man. I remember when we did that first interview, you're like, yo, I'm trying to get in. I'm going to do whatever I got to do. Yeah. I'm excited. You was taking notes.
This was the first. So that first one, that was one of those, you know, weekly, you know, Zoom calls that I'm thinking, you know, it's going to be a ton of people on it. Yeah. And it was just me and you. Yep. It is my first one. I was like, I just finished module 1. I'm like, what am I supposed to talk about? Like,
yeah, I remember that. And
it was good. Like ever since then, it's been great. Just your, like I said, it's just your, I don't know what the word is, just being the genuine, the way that it's your personality and your energy and like all that stuff, you know, as far as, you know, doing advances or like, you know, being in a, you know, how you get in and out of the car and like, you know, all that kind of stuff. That's cool to learn. But it also matters who the messenger is, right? And how that message is being received. If it's just somebody that's reading a PowerPoint or something, you know, and it's real world versus textbook, like you said, it's training day.
Yeah, man.
But just how you're just you being genuine and like caring, whether people like myself and Mo and Nas and, you know, hundreds of other people, if you like that, you care that we do well. Yeah, man. Like that means something. So.
Dude, it means so much to me to be seen accurately, like for people to see that, because that's really like where I'm at, you know, and like in this world where there's so many people that are not genuine and that are just trying to make money, like there's like no way for you to really know who's who in the zoo until you start to really get time with them, kind of, maybe, you know. I understand the skepticism, you know, the skepticness, I don't know, whatever the word is, but that's really my heart, because I've been in that position and I know I can help people get to the next level. And so, you know, I'd be genuinely trying to communicate that. And then when they start seeing, they're like, yo, I put skin in the game. You paid me once. I'm going to be with you for the rest of your life. Like that right there should say there's something different here, you know? But so it's nice to finally hear someone back say, yo, I can tell you're genuine. And that means a lot. And that's what the Close Protection Conference was for me, man. Like that conference so many new agents in the industry came up to me and said, yo, because there's the paid content, but there's the free content. And I still, drop thousands of dollars, a month. I create more content than anyone else I know in our space, and keep that fresh. But what that's doing is it's giving everyone who wants it a free education. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yep.
And that is so valuable because my mission was from the beginning to contribute to a higher quality executive protection agent that'll increase the value of our industry and bring honor back to us as professionals, which will put money on everybody's table, And so it's really, really good to get that feedback, man. That really means the world, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's so much content. I got the Protector Symposium, like I guess you had like all four all together or whatever. I haven't even started like looking at that because it's been everything like from this stuff and then the content pretty much every day there's like 2 or 3 more videos or podcasts and man. I haven't even opened that up yet, and that's probably 2 weeks worth of content there.
Dude, people be underestimating the Protector Symposium library. It's a library. It's a whole bunch.
So I have the one where I got all 4 of them. I just gotta crack that bad boy open, get to work. But
no, that'll be huge.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the next one.
Yo, this next one coming up. We're gonna drop it in October. It's gonna be amazing. I got one more SME to get locked on, and then I'll start marketing that. That's gonna drop. It's gonna be an amazing year of opportunities to do some amazing training. I'm still cooking up a few things. We're gonna start our on-ground courses. That's gonna start happening and rolling out. We're going to start, the symposiums. We're going to see a lot more on-ground training for both Protector Nation and for the league, man. So on the professional protector side and the everybody protector side, I've made some big moves, man. Some big moves. And then I can't drop it all here. I got to save it for our special meetings. But then the other thing I wanted to say too, man, was and we usually have a pretty good turnout on our 2-week on our classes when I do the Zooms with the class. But yeah, that one time when it was just me and you, I was excited, man, because I was like, I'm gonna get this dude everything. Like, I'm gonna focus on this one. He's gonna be a freaking hammer after this. I'm like, any doubts he has, I'm gonna clear them. I'm gonna give him all the. I remember being like, this is about to be our time. This ain't never happened before, and it may never happen again.
Right.
It's an honor.
And there's a reason. I mean, there's no such thing as coincidence. And that happened for like in whatever, if people listen to this, whatever you believe in, like that wasn't an accident.
Nope. Because that's never happened before. That was weird. Yeah. It ain't happened since either. You know? And so I'm glad it all worked out the way it did, man. So that's what's up, man. So let's see here. We kind of talked about your background, your experience, new to the game. You're an easy sale. I know you're going to make anybody who works with you look good. I'm looking forward to one of the best things about the way we've configured this course is I get to share in your guys' victories, man. Like, I get to hear from the student body, like the wins they're having, man. I wish every school did this. This is like the coolest part. We got another huge win with one of the students the other day that I'm going to start putting out for people to see, man, So that stuff's amazing, And then the question now is, man, for everyone listening, what do you want next? I know we talked a little bit about it, but now, if you could, you kind of talked about it, but what do you want next, man? Where do you want to see your career go next?
So right now I haven't signed on with a company per se. And I don't even know if this is the way I want to go, but like right now, everything's so hectic, which is not a bad problem to have, but I'm getting
that's the problem. I told you had that problem.
I need a week from this person, 4 days from this person, 2 days over here, and then we got 2 weeks, and then we got this might be a 2-week thing, it might be a 30-day thing, and this guy's over there. Like it would be, I don't know, because I got to be careful what I ask for. But I think it would be to have something more like long term, and that doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be with a company, but something more long term. Like this is fun. This is actually fun, and I'm at a point now where it's just me and my dog. Mm-hmm. So if somebody say you got to be in Chicago tomorrow, I'm like, I guess I got to be in Chicago tomorrow.
Let's do it.
So that's cool. But just to have a little bit more, maybe like long-term assignments would be nice. Like I said before, I'm trying to get more into like the athlete space. Yeah. And I don't know if that means like getting on with a team or just a particular person or people or like agency and stuff like that. I've actually reached out to a couple agencies, and I'm gonna follow, like when this comes out, I'm gonna follow up with them on that. But yeah, that's what my ideal, like I said, my ideal client profile is that of in athletics and in sports in that in that industry. So if I could get more and more, and that doesn't mean like tomorrow I get I'm in there. I mean, if that's what happens, I mean, I ain't mad at it. But yeah, as far as going forward, that's what I'm looking at.
Where you want it? No, yeah. I dig it, man. And now, and this is one of the advantages that follow-on training now, I can actually continue to kind of help guide your career the way you want, or give you options, kind of let you know what happens next, right? So like, the way I look at the industry is it's broken up into like two major kind of like paths, right? So the path I took was chasing the pager. Like I had my consistent deal I was working, but I stayed with like 5 or 6 different companies, and I was chasing the pager. The cool thing about chasing the pager, when you're like domestic contracting, you get a lot of experience really quickly. Like it's like a pickup game of basketball every single week. Like you're on a new pickup game of basketball for 3 days, pickup game of basketball for 1 day, pickup game of basketball for 2 weeks, and you get to work all the client demographics. You're like, yo, I'm on a sheik this week. I'm on a corporate thing next week. I'm doing some kind of like bar mitzvah the next week. I'm flying, I'm protecting Botox, flying all over the country for the next 2 days. Like you're doing all this weird stuff. And so you really learn a lot really quick. So I kept chasing the pager and getting all that experience. And you're always meeting new agents. Agents or new relationships. You dap up with somebody, you guys have a good detail. That dude's gonna call you and be like, yo, I got something else, man. You free what you got, Yeah. And then and so it actually gains a lot of momentum. So in the beginning, it can be kind of feast or famine. Like you'll have these little patches of work. And then after a while, you start working with everybody in the game. All of a sudden, like kind of what you're starting to have, where it's like, I just work everywhere. And my man from the detail last month hit me back. That dude I worked with a year ago has hit me back. The dude I just got off detail with says he got something else, and that becomes kind of a whole way to stay working. But the other side is you go the corporate route. You get picked up by a big company and you work the stuff they have, and you climb that corporate ladder, residential movement, jump team. And then you start to be a detail leader, and then you maybe become like a manager, and then a regional dude, and that's another career path, right? Now on the side of chasing the pager and domestic contracting and all that stuff, just contracting yourself out, what ends up happening eventually is you get to where you're like, yo, I got all these connections in the game. I have met all these clients, and then clients and things start calling you back. And then you end up being like, you know what? I'm just going to start my own PPO and start my own company. I know all the dudes to call. I've worked with all of them, and now I've got a client who knows me as the security guy, and boom, like you all of a sudden are like you're a boutique private security company. Right. And that's kind of where that ends up leading, and then the corporate, obviously you get up to being, high up in management, and you're a corporate guy. So, play all the games, man, walk through all the doors.
Yeah. I like that. That chasing the pager thing, that seems like more my speed, more my style. Because like I said, man, I've done the corporate stuff in other industries,
right?
And like this last 8 months or whatever, where I've been able to say like, yeah, I'll do that, but I'm not doing that. you know,
that's one of the big advantages.
Right. Yeah. It's something. Yeah. I think I've smiled more in the past like 8 months than I have in my whole life. Like I'm always the guy. Like I'm not an unhappy person, but I'm not a person like I don't walk around with a big smile on my face all the time. And people are always like, you should smile more. You should smile. Like I find myself just randomly like going to the grocery store like.
Yeah.
I gotta catch myself. Like, what is this?
Yeah, man, that's how I am. That's how I'm smiling. I gotta make sure I'm not smiling when I'm supposed to not be smiling sometimes. I think about getting a fight, like, look, man, like you don't want it. Like, let's not. Yeah, I'm like nice about it, you know? Yeah. It works actually. But no, that's good, man. And it really does have to do with your personality because there are some really good corporate packages out there right now. So for people who like, you know, you got a family and you really want that stability and like benefits packages and stock options and all that stuff is there right now because our industry is doing so good. But then the cool thing with chasing the pager is like, yo, I want to go on a vacation. I've been working really hard this week. I'm going to take a week off. You can take a week off. You can not take an assignment. You know, I want to go see my family, whatever it is. You have so much more control over your schedule, which is really, really cool, you know? And you want to build that up to where, you know, you can do that. And then like, you know, the opportunities keep coming. But what I also see happening too on the chase the pager side is you'll hit that what I call the great white whale, which will be like, you'll be working for these different companies, taking different assignments. Those companies will either put you on something that they really, really like their high-end stuff after they really trust you, or you'll run into a client that's like, yo, I want this dude. You know, and you'll end up and it'll be a fit and it'll be a fit to where you like them, they like you like working with them, and then you just kind of like do that, you know, and then you still moonlight, you know, as long as it's allowed, which it'll almost definitely be allowed because these cats got to pay us way too much if they want us not to work for nobody else. They ain't trying to do that, you know. Yeah. So it's cool, man. The sky's the limit, bro. It'll be cool to watch how it all works, man.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man, I'm excited. It's just been an amazing journey, like from where I started, you know, in such a quick amount of time. And it's you know, I said in the beginning, this, you know, you take the course, but then you have to like you got to put in the work and actually put that stuff into practice
and apply.
You know, and apply it and clean up your Facebook and like, you know, get your LinkedIn tight and get your picture. You know, all that stuff is as important as your sub-second draw. You know?
Yeah, man.
So yeah, it's been beautiful. And a lot of that is old. Like not only the training, just like you as a person. So I appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's meaningful.
Me and Mo talk about that all the time. Like where we would be if it wasn't for like I said, it's not only the training course, it's the weekly or monthly calls, it's the, you know, stuff that you take out the time here, like at the conference, spending time with us, like meaningful time, not just like a handshake. Hey, yeah, hi. And then I got this thing over here, but like spending meaningful time with us there. So that means something. So I appreciate it.
That's what's up.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate that, man. And that's honestly, man, that's the real payoff for doing this project, honestly, is hearing that stuff and making a difference in people's lives. There ain't nothing as valuable as someone being like, yo, you know what? You really helped me with my success. That was always the goal, man. So that means the world. And I'm so excited to create more of that stuff. Like this next Close Protection Conference coming up, we gonna kill it. You know, we gonna train together, you know, at the schoolhouse when we get these on-ground stuffs going. We're going to see each other hopefully at the symposiums. Like, you know, we're doing life together, man. So it's going to be dope. It's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to it. So thank you, man. Thanks for, you know, being who you are, man, because none of this would work without that. Putting in the work. It's such a big deal. Thank you for being the dude who actually applied it and made it work. That's what makes a difference. So let's see. Last few little kind of closing questions I always like to ask. Favorite quote, mantra.
Oh, I knew you was gonna ask this. I came prepared.
That's what's up.
I came prepared. Yeah, so when I first started listening to your podcast, I just started from all the way at the bottom and just all the way through.
You did, man. That's a lot. That is the.
Yeah. Well, I'm not finished yet, but
I was about to say, bro. I was about to say because I remember you were hammering through them. That is the largest free library of real world executive protection content in the world, man. Right there.
Yeah. And this one, I think I actually heard this on your podcast, but simplicity is the ultimate sophistication.
Yes, Leonardo da Vinci.
Yeah, yeah.
That's one of my favorite.
Everything that makes it harder makes it better.
Yes,
that's one that I use in my workouts. Like if I'm doing a particular workout and I'm throwing a weight vest, you make it harder. Mm-hmm. You on a treadmill, make it a little bit faster. Put the incline. If you're outside running, instead of running on flat ground, run hills.
Yep.
And that's something that's from my dad. I've been running hills forever. That's like we used to go out and on Sundays and just run hill for fun. So
yeah, good.
But yeah, everything that makes it harder, and even in life, when you go through those hard times, you can either just sit in it, or you can figure out how to get out of it. And when you once you get out of it, that makes all that stuff worth it because everything is just so much better.
100%. It's all up to you, man.
Yeah. Those are a couple. I mean, I got a ton of them.
We're on the habits for getting better, living a better life. Or you got another one you're gonna drop?
Oh no, go ahead.
We're getting on habits for a habit that you think would help people be better people or better protectors. But real quick, I just got to insert on my YouTube channel. There's a playlist called MotoVids.
Yeah.
I've been putting this playlist together for 10 years. Mm-hmm. There's 500-600 motivational speakers, but the thing is, it's so valuable because you're downloading thoughts from people who have solved higher equations, of high level thinkers. So it elevates your thinking. So you're working out your physical body and you are elevating your thinking. That one playlist, man, I can't say enough. Anyways, you mentioned it. I'll let you talk about it a little bit.
It's amazing. And I'll do it. And then for some reason, maybe I'll get away from it for some reason.
Yeah, it's seasonal,
I'll get away from it, and then I can feel my workouts aren't I just don't feel they're not bad workouts, but you just don't you don't feel it. Or sometimes I'll just listen to it getting up in the morning, getting ready and stuff like that. And you can feel a different, even if you're not actively listening to it, you're doing other things, you can tell when you have these, these motivational speakers and problem solvers, like you said, as opposed to random music.
Oh,
you might like the beat of or the artist or whatever, but it doesn't do much for you mentally.
Yo.
And I never realized that until I started listening to what do you call it? Resurrecting Dead Time? Yeah. So time that you use driving to work or driving to the store, or you listen to music, or you're just sitting, you don't have anything. Well, there's always something to do, but you're just sitting there.
Yeah,
you can be listening to a podcast, or you could be listening to a book, or MotoVids, or whatever. You can feel a difference in that.
Oh man, you touching on the magical stuff right now. I don't want to get too hippie on y'all. You know what I'm saying? But the way I try to articulate it is there's a frequency difference. There's a whole vibe difference personally. And you listen to modern rap, you listen to rap music, or just music that's designed for consumption and for the masses. There's a whole versus you listen to these people who are in their power, talking about what they've done, what they're doing, and they're the whole frequency is different. Mm-hmm. Your intellectual, your diet and what you're digesting psychologically is such a higher quality form of information. Now, this gets complicated when you live in a world of lower frequency and lower quality information. It can actually even the things you watch can start like shifting and changing to where you're like not even entertained with like basic stuff anymore. It starts seeing like your whole world starts moving because you're elevating your thoughts. So your perspectives are elevating what is actually intelligent, and like what gets you actually like excited is completely starting to change. It's elevating out of like the mass consciousness. So like you're listening to these people, you're elevating your thoughts, and it's like you go from eating like organic, high quality food. You go back to eating McDonald's, like you can eat it, like you can get into it if like it tastes good, but inside you just know, like, man, like you just know, like you might even like the beat, but then they start talking and you hear what they're talking about, and you just know you're more conscious, and that stuff is sneaky. It's a sneaky way to get somebody to start elevating their life without even realizing.
It is, yeah.
It is, man.
Yeah.
It's good, man, because everything follows this. Everything follows this. So yeah, man, that's good stuff, man. Did you have another?
You mentioned like habits and stuff like besides the the motivational stuff, just a good workout, just moving. Like a good workout will solve all your problems. You feeling bad, go work out. You lost your job, go work out. Yep. You got your boss is a a-hole, go work out. Yep. Like just go move. Like obviously it's good for physical fitness and stuff like that, but like stress relief, your mood, like all that stuff. And I can, there's times where like even in this past few months, like I've gotten quote unquote too busy and I've missed 3-4 days. And again, you can feel it. Like you can tell the difference. And then immediately, if like just this morning, like I didn't have time to get like a full workout in, throw on my weight vest, I just went for a walk, a couple miles, whatever. Go outside, get some fresh air. Like stuff like that is super simple, but people use the excuse that they don't have time. And like sometimes I find myself using that, and I'm like, no, just get up an hour earlier. Like, stop making excuses. That's that's one of my pet peeves. I'm sorry if I get upset when people make excuses. I can't. It irritates me.
It's so hard for me to stomach. Like I have to be in my I really have to just sit there and really practice grace and stuff. I'm gonna tell them the truth. I just have to practice grace with how I do it. I'm the same way. They be telling me their excuse, and they believe it, and they're right there in there. And then, and then I don't have time, and I'm just like looking at them. And I love you, man. I love you, man. You got time. I had to make time. Wake up. I wake up at 4 a.m. You know what that's called? Making motherfucking time. That's what that is. And then it equals happiness. It equals fulfillment. And discipline equals freedom. Jocko, it's the truth. So that's what's up, man. Heck yeah. And then how do you want to be remembered?
I don't want to be remembered.
Yeah, I always gotta, it's gonna live forever.
I don't know. I just as somebody that made a difference.
Yeah.
We have this, like in this profession, obviously you make a difference in people's lives with making them feel safe and all that kind of stuff. But I also have this passion for like leadership and like development in people. And so I love, which is why I've been so successful in like as an athlete, as a captain of my teams, or as in retail management, as a manager and the district and regional levels, like, cause I can develop people and see them grow. Yeah. And like, it's like, I even have people, just like random people, like, I don't know if they just see that I'm active on, in our group and stuff like that, but they'll like message me on Facebook and stuff and like asking me questions. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I do know, but I'm like, I don't want to tell you the wrong thing, but at some point, whether it's, 5, 10, 15 years or like whatever, I would like to be at a point where I can like develop people, like sit in it, like have this conversation with somebody where I'm sitting where you are, and they're sitting where I am, and like have something meaningful to say, and then I can look at them in one time and 6 months down the line and see that they've progressed and they develop. Like I love that, and like every aspect of every industry that I've ever been in, that's been something that I value. So. Yeah.
You're going to go far, Alex. You're going to go far. Man. You got that drive in you right there that you're talking about, along with everything else. You're going to go far. You'll be in this seat a lot sooner than you think. The big thing is going to be you realizing that you should be. It's going to happen before you. It's already happening before you realize it. Like, and then you're going to one day you're going to look back and you'll be like, oh, I guess I'm that dude. Like is they're going to hit you with a question and you're going to know the answer. Like they're going to hit you with a question. You're like, oh yeah. We're going to do this. This is this zig, zag, boom, boom, boom. And then they're going to be like, oh, thanks. And then you're going to be like, you know what? I guess I turned into that dude. It's going to be quicker than you think. So that's it's beautiful. And that's what, I think good leaders don't want to necessarily be leaders. They just get called. Like all of a sudden you realize, like, you're just like, oh man, and then if you've done that before, the value, like me, like, how valuable it is when you empower somebody to find their own greatness. It's like, wow, man. Boom. That's bang bang, man. That's an experience of a lifetime. So heck yeah, man. Well, it's been awesome to have this conversation with you. What are you up to these days? Where can people find you?
Where can you find me? Handles. LinkedIn and Facebook is just Alex Turner. On Instagram is _athletes with an S _ bodyguard.
Nice.
The Athletes Bodyguard is my IG. I think that's all I have. Yeah. LinkedIn, Facebook. Yeah. Come find me.
You can find me. Yeah, let's connect. That's awesome, man. I love it. When we get through here, text me all your handles and a good email address. You don't mind people reaching out to you through. And man, hopefully this gets the phones ringing. You deserve it. If you was in Cali, I'd have you on a detail right now. So, that's awesome.
I can hop on a PJ. I mean, I'll be there tomorrow.
I know it, man. Nah, man. But Cali search is actually the real problem. Yeah, man. So it's an honor and a privilege, man. I'm really proud of you. It's an honor to do these interviews with our guys that are killing it in the industry and making waves. I've had talks with different other giants in the game, Elijah Shaw and stuff like that about you. You're doing good things, making all of us proud. And you're just upcoming talent, man. Everybody needs to know about you. So it's an honor and a privilege, man. Glad to have you as part of the pack, part of the league too. That's what's up.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you. Appreciate everything.
It's an honor, brother.
This is my MCK. There are many like it, but this one is mine. If you've got a firearm sitting around, a pistol that you are not doing anything with, get an MCK. They make them for every single model. If you want a micro conversion kit that will turn your handgun into a force multiplier, get one, man. They are ultra affordable. CAA MCK micro conversion kits are changing the game, y'all. So if you don't have one, you need to get one. Get one. Your women, children, people that are less physically potent will be able to fire your firearm to farther distances with more accuracy. You will be able to fire your firearm to farther distances with more accuracy. I want to get one of these into the hands of 100,000 more protectors this year, because ultimately we are only as good as the things. The nation is only as good as its protection. Your home is only as safe and as good as your ability to protect it. MCK, go get one. Drop your handgun in. Take it to the next level. Out. Boom. Yo, if you're a private security professional wanting to take your game to the next level, go to executiveprotectiontrainingday.com to check out my personal success package for private security professionals. Check it out, executiveprotectiontrainingday.com. And remember, y'all, hard skills do save lives, but soft skills get you paid. Boom. 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 And to support this podcast, go to executiveprotectionlifestyle.com and contribute to our Patreon account. That Patreon account is what helps me make this podcast possible, contributing to this brand, what we're doing here, making it so that I can bring better guests on, making it so that we can plan more events and just expand the contribution to the private security industry, and also to making America a safer place. Do whatever you can, contribute whatever you can, because it makes all of these things possible. Thanks for those contributions. Yo, and before we go, I got to shout out to the sponsors, starting out with Primary Weapon Systems, PWS. They truly are the evolution of the rifle. Use Byron for 10% off. Grayman & Company, the most comfortable tactical suits in the game. Use Byron for 10% off with them. Until the next podcast, this is Byron Rodgers, protector by nature and by trade. Out. Boom.